Alright, troops, burpee mistakes that I have made throughout my burpee journey, and how I can help you rectify those mistakes or identify them, tweak them, and then allow you to create that smoother burpee journey, which in turn will allow you to achieve those high numbers and those milestones that you are currently aiming for. The first mistake that comes to mind is technique and form. This is something that needs to be nailed instantly because it will make the burpee more easier in the long term. Now, I know burpees are never easy and so forth, but if you focus on technique, then your burpees will become easier to execute, which will allow you to reach those high numbers, your 300s, your 500s, your 1000s. So what are the mistakes I made with my technique? Well, the burpee was a relatively new exercise, or particularly the 6 count or the 1 pump burpee, and it was something that I was not used to. I was used to the punishment style fitness class burpee, the CrossFit, hand spread, jumping like an absolute maniac burpee. And the push-up was probably the element of the burpee which I wasn't really paying attention to. When you start your burpee journey, you tend to focus on just completing the burpee, and it's human nature to try and make it as easy as possible at that point. And the way we make it easy is we sacrifice depth and form on the push-up, in my opinion. If you look at my older videos, you will notice my form is all over the place, which is not really a bad thing at this point because it is a journey and you learn things on the journey. You don't learn things at the end of the journey. It's the process. It's not the destination. It's a process where you make the realizations of where your burpee is going. And my chest was never touching the floor, and I was never achieving full lockout. I was half-assing the push-up because I felt that it would allow me to get those high numbers that I craved at the start. So the thing that I would definitely rectify at the onset is the push-up. Chest to floor, full lockout. This will make the burpee easier. And the way it makes the burpee easier for me personally, or this is my interpretation of it, is that it takes tension and stress off the shoulders for a split second. So if I'm going down and I touch the floor, I can feel that tension becoming relieved on my shoulders. And then when I get a lockout, I can feel a slight bit of tension being released, and I also get like a little rest, which is good for me psychologically. This was something that I really focused on when I did my 500 Navy SEALs and my 2,500 burpees, and it allowed me to get those high numbers. So really nail the push-up. Burpees are something that become reflective of your, I don't want to say it sounds quite poncy, but your personality maybe. But everyone's got their own style of burpee. There's always our own wee flourish on the burpee. They all look different, but the push-up should look the same. The transition from feet to floor, the way you stand up, the way you go down, everybody's got their wee differences. It doesn't really matter in my opinion, but what does matter is the push-up. That is key, so get the push-up right. Everyone's push-up should look the same. If you look through a lot of YouTube burpee videos, you'll see a lot of people doing this. They're just cranking out the pumps. Listen, focus on technique. It will make you stronger, it will make you fitter, and it will improve the technique of your burpee. The second mistake that I made was aiming for big numbers too fast. Trying to get to 300, trying to get to 500, trying to do 500 2 pumps, 1000. I did it too fast in my opinion. I did it, but I went there too quickly. If I had focused on technique alone and just really nailed that, I would have probably taken longer to get those high numbers, but they would have been easier. Fortunately for me, I have that mindset where if I set my mind to fitness goals, I want them. There's no stopping me. I need to achieve them. It's in the blood. Still in the game would say. But I just need to do it. And that's what happened with my 300. If you look at one of my first videos, it was a 300. I had my kids walking about. My form was sloppy, but I just needed to get that 300. Then I went to the 500, and I remember going to the gym one day, just cranking out that 500. Took about 50, 60 minutes. Form was sloppy. It was hellish. However, I'm different in that respect from some people. That can put people off. Some people can go, I just can't do this anymore. The same way that people that run a marathon and just quit because it's hell. It is a grueling experience and they don't want to go through it again. Whereas in the burpee journey, you're going to be going through this again. You'll do your 500 and then 500 become easier, so you'll be doing them regularly. You'll do your first 1,000 and you'll want to do it again at some point. You need to take your time with achieving those high numbers. Technique is everything. Focus on technique. Then once you are completely in control of your technique, then focus on the high numbers. So that would be the second mistake that I definitely made. Sorry. The third mistake that I have made was focusing strictly on the burpee. The burpee consumed me. It was just all I was thinking about, nailing the technique. However, in recent months or weeks even, I have started focusing more primarily on the Iron Wolf style cardiovascular punishment routines, and they have been completely game changing for me. They have been absolutely grueling, more grueling than just a strict burpee routine in my opinion. They are trips to the dark place for sure. So if I was starting my burpee journey, I would definitely be incorporating a cardiovascular punishment style routine from the offset to build that fitness, to build that ability to grind. I can't stress how important this is. I feel that I am having to catch up almost by bringing these routines at a later point. If you look at my earlier videos, you'll see I was doing the chin up, dip combos, body weight circuits. However, the cardiovascular punishment routines are faster paced, a lot of mountain climbers in there, a lot of jumping jacks, trying to limit rest times, trying to get the rounds done as quickly as possible. They are brutal, but they will enhance your fitness no end. I also incorporate these in the fitness classes I take, and I am seeing great results with people with regards to being able to handle the load. They've been coming to the classes for a month or two, and you can see the difference straight away with regards to performance. Some of these guys, they were completely annihilated in the first month or the first couple of weeks, but as time goes on, you're seeing that ability to grind through the workouts becoming more and more apparent. They just go for it and they can accommodate the fitness. Another thing with these routines is they will develop that knowledge of what to expect, which is key, is super key. And this is one thing that people don't talk about. If you're going to a routine cold and you don't know what to expect, it's just going to destroy you. You need to have the knowledge of what to expect, and you need to do that by actually performing the routine, getting out your system, and then developing that baseline of which you know what you're capable of which you know the pain tolerance you're going to have to show or use in order to be able to take these routines on physically. You man, let's get yogurts. So definitely incorporate our Iron Wolf cardiovascular punishment style routine into your weekly training. This will definitely help you. Probably the last mistake I would say is not focusing on multi-pumps to get your one pump numbers high as well. If you're just focusing on the one pump, your body will acclimatise to it quite quickly. Your body will acclimatise to it quickly, and it will lose its effectiveness. So you need to start incorporating multi-pumps in quite quickly, I would say. 2 pumps, 3 pumps, 4 pumps. The ability to do these exercises will increase the performance of the one pump. one of the things I did to prepare for my 2,500 burpees was multi-pump routines. Warm machine, burpee, Ikram's pump chaser. These are great routines for building up the ability to also achieve those high rep numbers and get those milestones under the belt. You tired? So there you have it. That's the mistakes I made and the ones that I would definitely look into and rectify. And those will allow you to achieve the higher numbers that we all crave in this community. Everybody wants that 500 under their belt. Everybody wants that 1,000 burpees under their belt. And everybody wants that 500 Navy SEALs under their belt. The 500 Navy SEALs for me was the holy grail. So, there you have it. Mistakes to make in your burpee journey. Fix them, sort them, and let the gains let the gains fly. Show your muscles. Thanks for watching. Take care.